In this video, we are going to see MaxMaps, which is a tool for conceptual maps or mind maps. What it does is representing the different elements of the project, so the codes, documents, memos, the coded segments, on a kind of map like this one. So it's like other mind mapping tools or apps, which you probably know, but for your project in MaxQda. With a map like this, you can visualize and organize the links and the connections between the components of your project easily. And you can build maps of whatever you want. It can be the structure of your data, your hypothesis and theoretical framework, maps of the links that you've found during your analysis, in short, maps of whatever you want. And you can also make as many maps as you want. It doesn't even have to be a map about your project, but honestly, if it's not directly related to your project and to the components of your project, maybe it's going to be easier to use a simpler mind map application. But the good thing with this one, with MaxMaps, is that it's keeping everything together in MaxQda, so in your project. Like many functions in MaxQda, the map is interactive, so it's linked to the project. It means that you can open the components just by clicking on them on the map, like this. So you can open the memos, the coded segments, and so on, for example. And also, it means that by hovering your mouse over something, you can get more information. But even if it's interactive, when you change things on a map in MaxMaps, like if you rename or delete a code, it's not going to change it on your project, because the connection here is only one way. So you can access the project from the map, but you can't modify and edit the project from the map. So don't be afraid to use it and rename things and delete things and so on. So what does it look like, the interface, the MaxMaps window that we have here? So in here you have a list of your maps here, and if it's not displaying, you can access it from here, from the Start tab, list of maps, like this. You have, of course, your map, and you have a toolbar, two toolbars actually, so this one and this one. And how does it work? When you build a map in MaxQda, there are three types of objects that you can use in your map. The first type is the standard objects, which come directly from MaxQda, so from the project, like a code, this, a document, coded segments, and so on. And they can appear only once in a map, because they appear only once in your project. And again, they are not modified in the document system or code system when you modify them in the map. The second type of objects is free objects, which are independent from the existing project in MaxQda. So you can add whatever you want, shapes, notes, text, so on. And the third kind of objects is the connections, so the line, as you can see here. So now that we've seen what it looks like and what kind of objects you can have in a map, let's create a new one, so a new map. So my new map is here. And once I have my empty map, I have to import or insert objects. So for standard objects, so from MaxQda, you can drag them on the map from anywhere in the window, like a document, like a code, like this, and even a coded segment, like this, or I think a memo. Yeah. So that's it. That's easy for the standard objects from MaxQda. For free objects, it's from the Insert tab here. So you can add a new code, a new text, you can add images, and you have a library with forms, you can draw arrows and these kind of things. And from this map, from this new map, you can also import all of your activity documents and codes at once. So with the right click on the map, see in the contextual menu, insert activated document and activated codes. So let's focus on the document for now and remove this. Once you have a document on your map, from the contextual menu, you can access all the memos, the coded segments, the variables for this document. And you can also import the memos and the codes associated to the document on the map. So you can here import activated codes like this. And once you have a few codes, or even just one code on your map, you can also import the coded segments from this code. So like this. When you want to import coded segments, you can choose how many segments to display. Because if you have 100, you're not going to be able to have a map, a readable map with 100 segments, for example. And you can also change the labels, so have the labels displaying the content of the coded segment. So if we try this, here you see that's a lot of things, but you have all the coded segments in that interview coded with this code. But you can also import the coded segments without displaying the content. So like this, the same thing, but without changing the labels. And here you see, if you hover your mouse over the icon, you are going to be able to see the content of the coded segment. You can also link elements. I'm going to delete this because this is a bit too much, like this. So yeah, you can also link the elements, either by drawing an arrow, which is in the Insert tab here. So you can just draw arrows like this, or you can add a proper link, and that's in the Start tab. See here, link. The links keeps the elements connected if you move them around, but not the arrow. The arrow is just a drawing. So if I add a link like this, you have to activate the links and connect two icons like this. See, whoops, and you have to deactivate the link once you're done. And see, if you move around the different elements from your project, the link is going to stay connected. To customize your map, now there is a Format tab. The Format tab gets displayed only when you select an object, like this. See, it's here. So if there is no object selected, you won't be able to see the Formatting tab here. So in this toolbar here, you can, of course, format the text, the titles. You have police and text options. You can also change the background colors, and you can change the icon with this one here. And you can even add your own images if you want to be displayed instead of this icon here. You can, of course, change the size. You can rotate an object from here. What else? You can also add the links, I think, to a website or something like that. Yeah, external link here, these kind of things. And you have also the zoom options here at the bottom. And this one is nice because it can automatically adjust the size of your map to your screen. If you select the lines also, there are specific formatting tools displayed for the lines here. And in the Start tab, you can also customize the map a bit more. The difference between the two tabs here, in the Format tab, it's for objects, so one by one or selecting a few objects. But in the Start tab here, it's more for the general formatting of the map. So the position, the grouping of objects, alignment, these kind of things. A few other tools, maybe the three icons here, they actually handle the windows on the left column here. So you can have your list of map like this, and you can also have layers to your map, and you have a library where you can add some images or objects to find them easily and use them later. You can even, I think there is a grid which is a bit hidden in here. Yeah, apply grid like this. So you can have a grid with dots. And of course you can export your map. You can just copy and paste the image, or you can save it on your computer as a file. One last useful thing about MaxMaps, there are templates that you can use. So the models here. So these are map templates, which can be very useful if you want, for example, to focus on a case, on the document, on the code, on a few codes, because you have different templates that can focus either on one case, so a document, a group of documents, a focus group, or on two cases to help for a comparison. And you also have models that help you focus on a code, so on a theme with different options. So as you can see, there are a lot of models, and I can't show you all of them, and they are not all going to be interesting for you and your project, but they are all explained in the user manual online. There is an overview of models, and then a page for each template. There is a link here, so if you click on this icon, it's going to take you to the user manual online. But just let's see one example of the templates just to show you how it works. So I'm going to use a single case model with a focus on coded segments here. So the first thing you have to do is to pick which document or document group or document set you want to focus on. So in here it's going to be Max interview like this, and there is a setting window with a few choices to make here. You can choose to import or not the memos, so the document memo, the in-document memos, the code memos. You can choose to import them or not. And also you have to choose to display or not the codes, and if you want to display the coded segments. And for coded segments, you can choose how many you want to display, because if there is 20 or 100, you don't want the 20 displayed on your map. So this means maybe displaying only the segment for like the 5 with the highest weight score or something like that. And you can also change the label to coded text for the coded segments, as we've seen. And once you're done, you just click use model, which is here. And that's your model. And once you have clicked use model, you can change things on your map as we've seen. So you can use the tools here and everything. And once again, by hovering the mouse on the maps components, you can see the memos, and you can import new things and so on. Just maybe one thing, the number here, it's not the number of coded segments, it's actually the paragraph number in which the segment is. So this can be a bit confusing. And from here, you can access the coded segment, either just like this, or by double-clicking, you can open it here in this context. Maybe I can show you another one quickly. So a template for codes this time here. So a template for code concurrencies. So focus on intersection like this. So we're focusing on the codes that have been used together. So you can drag a few codes here, maybe in topics and the assessments. like this. No more codes. So with this, again, you have a few choices to make. You have a setting window here. You can choose to display only the activated codes or all the codes related to the codes you've picked. You can also choose only for activated documents, this kind of things. And you can have the code symbol. So this one, the size can be by code frequency, frequency of co-occurrences, and so on. And the lines, you can also label the lines with the frequency of co-occurrences like this, and have the white reflecting the frequency of co-occurrences. Once you're done, again, click Use Model, and then you can change your map, and you can modify things, and so on. So that's it for MaxMaps. If you like the tool, don't be shy. You can try and make a lot of different maps. You can explore the different templates, but just a word of caution, because I've done that. Keep track of the titles of your maps in here and delete the maps that are not useful. Use the folders also, or it's going to be an endless list of maps and you won't remember which one was useful for what reason. And also there are no memos in the map list, but you can use the comments here and take notes about why a specific map is interesting. Like this. So that's it for MaxMaps.